Good morning, everybody. Please, everybody listening today, welcome Lisa Strahs-Lorenc. She's a remarkable professional with an impressive spanning career in various sectors that I'm excited to share with you today. With a background in working for five nonprofits and extensive experience in the business and educational worlds, Lisa has honed her skills and expertise in diverse environments. As an accomplished entrepreneur and author of multiple books, Lisa's creativity and passion shine through her work. Lisa's contributions extend beyond her writing. She has also developed online lessons and a video series that educate and promote local businesses and industries in the region. She's organized numerous events, both in person and virtually, and is currently sharing her knowledge with communities across Long Island through educational sessions in libraries. And as the president of Go Career Compass, Lisa leverages her exceptional marketing and public relations skills to promote and brand companies and organizations on a national scale. Her unwavering dedication in helping others succeed in the workforce is fueled by her genuine passion for making a difference. And Lisa's infectious positivity, enthusiasm, and boundless energy make her a true inspiration and motivator to everybody that she encounters. Whether in business or in personal matters, Lisa consistently uplifts and empowers those around her. And it is with great pleasure that we welcome Lisa and celebrate her remarkable achievements and her latest publication, Career Journeys from the Ground Up. So today, welcome Lisa. Hi,
Ethan,
Lisa.
thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I really
Of
appreciate
course,
it.
of course, of course. And I was excited to meet with you today because, of course, we do different things together in our careers as well. But I wanted to update the world and let them know a little bit about what inspired you to create and write this exceptional last book.
Thank
Tell us
you.
a little bit about it.
Well, I pose the question, so who here has had any career counseling? And the answer for most people is none. Most people have not been exposed to careers. They fall into careers, happenstance, circumstance, whatever. And, at some point in their life, they question, well, what am I doing? And do I love what I'm doing? And so I've been a career counselor since 1985. My own situation was that I studied something that there were no jobs for. And I had no idea that I really needed a plan B. And that plan B is really important because you never know where you're going to go and what's going to happen. And there are things that you really can't control. So you have to be flexible. You have to understand yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And so since 85, I own Career Aid. I own Go Career Compass now. And I felt that the outreach needs to be even more than just individuals and students and adults who I've seen. This book is very different from other career books. There are very famous career books that people have. What color's your parachute? That's your Bible, and do what you are and do what you love and all that. But this
Well, that's
book,
what I wanted to ask you. How does it
yeah,
stand out from the rest of the career guides that are out there?
different. I wanted people to learn from others' experiences. So I interviewed 14 people, seven women, seven men, 10 from Long Island, four from out of state, and all of them very diverse, ages 27 to 85 at the time of the writing. And they shared amazing details about growing up, about what they wanted to be, about how their life switched and changed, some things they could control and some things they couldn't, and how they came to where they are at this point in their lives. Each one has a title, their picture, and a what I'll call a career motto. Really great lessons learned and a lot that we can take away. And I think for any age, whether it be a student, a graduate, a parent, on figuring how to help their student, and people who are trying to figure out what other career they might explore. I also explain the difference between a job and a career, and they're very different. And so the first
Wow.
part of the book It's these 14
Well, that's
people
what
and the
I
stories.
before you tell me about
Yeah.
that, I want to ask you how, in this process of choosing people, you did find so many fascinating people to be featured in the book. So, how did that process flow? How did you find these particular people to be a part of this
Yes.
endeavor?
So I am a networker, and there is one group called WOW, Winning on Wednesday. And four of those 14 people come from that group. Got to know them, screen them a little bit about their lives and about their careers and what happened to them. And those four really have unique backgrounds. And then from there came other people. One person gave me two other people. One person who I've known for many, many years gave me two people. And so just screening them to find out what kind of life they've had, what kind of situations they've been in, and how they came to where they are now. Each one, and diversity. I really need diversity, different backgrounds, different religions, different races. I needed to know that people would be represented fully in the book.
That's great. And I've seen that there's so many invaluable lessons that people can learn from this book, and so many remarkable career journeys that started from one point, but then completely turned how they got from here to there. So, what kind of valuable lessons can the person who reads this book, what can they get out of it?
The first thing is to believe in yourself. You must believe in yourself. You must believe that there are wonderful opportunities for you and that you have a lot to offer. You got to get to know yourself. Okay. The other thing is overcoming obstacles. There are things in your life that are going to happen that you may not have any control over, but you do have control over how you react and what you decide to do. Roadblock comes. What do? Do you go the other way? Do you, conquer the road? Do you say, okay, there's nothing I can do? These people with all kinds of family issues, discrimination issues, many different things, even growing up issues. They overcame, and persisted and believed in themselves enough to figure out what was right for them. And the talking that they heard in the back, you should do this, or such and such did this, all that talking was just noise. What they had to concentrate on was who am I and what I'm happiest with. That's the most important thing. And they
You know,
learn that.
it sounds like these stories can be so inspiring
They are.
for anybody in their journey.
They are.
Starting out in one place and suddenly, I know with my own self, as the years went on, the roads turned, right? The tables turned, and I was doing something I never thought I'd be doing before. And I know these are some of the challenges people in your book have encountered. But I also want you to talk about a little bit about the captivating part two in your book. So tell me about that and why it's so important.
So I wanted it to be discover your own path. So there are hands-on activities and exercises that help people get a little bit closer to who they are. They may not know their likes and dislikes. Now it's time to figure it out. They may not know their priorities, and that's going to determine what you decide to do. Is it money? Is it a work-life balance? There's so many things that you need to take into account. And there's inventories, not only what your job history is, but what your community service was, your clubs, leadership, things that you've done on the side. Those all count. People don't
Hobbies.
realize so many of those things can turn into a career. Even a hobby can turn into a career. You never know. So, getting to know yourself, getting to be more in touch with what your abilities are, and trying to see sort of how it fits in. So, after some of these activities, I introduce some websites and some resources because those are very important. I also have a parent 10 commandments for a very important reason. I think that parents do their best to try and guide and direct their kids. They don't always do it successfully because you can't live your life through your children. And many of them have ideas of what they want their children to be or do. And it turns out that the children may not want that, but they don't want to disappoint their parents. So, Parent 10 Commandments is very important in this book.
Right, right. Sounds like you have a lot of different information that can help both parents, children, and people of all ages, young in their mid years, and even like you said, picking up on hobbies that you've had over the years to change that career in your older years too, and develop into something brand new. And you help offer all that information. So you released your book on Labor Day.
I did.
What have you been doing since then?
In my spare time, in 2.5 months, I've presented a career workshop at 5 different libraries here on Long Island. I've been to 4 different events where either I've presented as a speaker or I've had a table. I've been on 3 podcasts so far, and I've gone to a number of school districts. So that's a beginning to
Oh
sort of
yeah.
grassroots out there. But I see larger opportunities. I see associations like the guidance associations or the parent teacher associations. I also see unemployment services like Department of Labor, State Department of Labor, Suffolk County Department of Labor, Nassau County Department of Labor. I also see all the organizations that just help people, displaced homemakers. There's so many
Yeah.
different kinds of groups that this would appeal to. And because it's hands-on, it's personal.
So
You
can
can
I
do
be
all
so
your
forward?
reading.
Can I be forward today, Lisa, in saying for any of you that have connections or are in any of those areas, maybe reach out to Lisa. Reach out and maybe you can start some kind of a program or move forward, even with your students that you've been doing lately, and you have a whole program in place. So this is going to be really helpful
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
everybody, all over Long Island. Let's
Thank
put
you.
it that
And I
way.
customize it. If I'm going
Yeah,
to Nassau BOCES and I find out the audience, is a certain way, I customize it to them. If I'm going to
sure.
a high school, a different high school, or if I'm going to a workshop in an association, obviously it's customized to the audience so that people can relate and people can feel that I'm talking to them. It's not just a canned presentation or anything.
That's beautiful. And I'm sure you can even customize it towards a senior center or something similar. We have so many over 55 communities on Long Island now where people are retiring, but then realize, oh, maybe not. Maybe I don't want to retire. What are some of the other things I can do? And you can get their juices flowing, right?
Yes,
And start to
yes.
motivate them to going down that other path that they never thought they'd be able to go before. Share your long-term goals for the book. Beyond that, beyond working in libraries and schools and maybe some of the other organizations on Long Island. Do you have any other long-term goals for the book?
I would love the book to serve as an intro to careers. When you look back on your high school, you know, experience, I think what's missing, I don't know how everybody's just shoved off to college when they have no clue what they want to do.
I
And then
agree.
sadly, they end up with degrees they don't use and they have college loans. That's
I agree.
huge to start out with. So I'd like a step back. And I think that every high school should be offering an intro to careers, not just for business students. That drives me crazy. It's for all
Mm,
students. I don't care what they're interested in. All students need some kind of future.
yeah,
And when they graduate, they should see there are lots of things they could do. It's not just, the tradition of running to college. It's also certificate programs. It's also work. It's also apprenticeships and internships and many different opportunities, volunteering. It's interesting because in Europe, they have a gap year. Every single person, including the princes, had to be out there after school, after high school, and figure out, where they're going to work or where they're going to do volunteering. They have to do something for a year.
figure
Well,
out life.
yeah. And why don't we do that? What are we
We don't
basing?
have that opportunity.
And you,
I'm excited about this part of it, Lisa, because this is such a big need. It's such a big need that we haven't had from when I was a little girl. And maybe things would have changed in my future if I had had a little bit of that education. So anybody that has a connection for Lisa, please reach. How can people reach out to you, Lisa?
okay. So first, I'd like them to have 2 websites, my book website and my business website. Okay. So the
Okay,
book is www.discoveryourownpath, all one word, .com,
I love it.
discoveryourownpath.com. And my business website is www.gocareercompass.com, all one word. So discoveryourownpath.com and gocareercompass.com would at least give them the two websites. Then I am at lisa@gocareercompass.com, and that gets them at least an email to me. And then my phone number is 631-839-6226. And on the website, there are the podcasts. So you can learn more about the book and, hear me and talking about, what I've been doing. I think that this
Perfect.
nationwide is so important. You think about all those people who either regret what they're doing or they still can't figure out how to be happy in what they're doing in their lives. And I have to emphasize, it is never too late, whatever age, whatever stage of life you're in. You have to be open to wanting to be happy and find yourself and finding what you'd be best at. And there's so many opportunities that you can't limit yourself. So I really believe in exploring and learning and being open, because you never know what will open up for
You
yourself.
never know. Perfect, Lisa. Perfect.
Yeah.
What a wonderful conversation. And I'm so proud of you. I know you personally. I'm very proud of all that you're doing. And please, anybody listening to this, any connections for Lisa, please reach out. She's helping the world, and this is so important. So I appreciate you taking the time to answer some of my questions today.
Thank you.
And we'll be talking again soon.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Lisa.
Susan. It's been a
You're
wonderful
welcome.
opportunity. I appreciate it. You take
You're
care.
welcome.
Okay.
Bye.